hope you're all doing well and transcendental. Let me know how's the video quality, sound quality, your Krishna consciousness quality, your spiritual consciousness quality, where you're watching me from, what you up for this month. This month is super special because you get special extra spiritual credit for every spiritual activity that you do, including this one, including joining my video. We're gonna chant and read from the Gita and do tarot reading. Stick around. I just heard from some devotees personally that they were inspired to get one of these decks themselves. I'm gonna put Hare Krishna Parash, nice to see you. So yeah, this is the month of Kartik. Very, very special month. For many, I'm great, Parash. Thanks, Deepak, Status King. Ram, Bhuvanesh. I heard that for many devotees, this month is a nice opportunity to push in our spiritual endeavor and solidify the whole next year till the next Kartik. At least this is how it is for me. And what else I wanted to share with you? And yeah, I'm excited. The different things are coming up. We have the book club, the Bhagavad Gita book club, the Living Gita book club. If anyone is interested in joining, we already started, but it's an ongoing event. We meet on Saturdays in an internationally available time. If you are interested, you can message me at RamaLunin at gmail.com. It's available specifically for my Patreon and YouTube members. So let's wait for everyone to join, and in the meantime, we'll chant a little bit. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nive Shisha Shunyavadi Vasritya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Thank you, hello. Haribo. So welcome to the Kartik session. Before I started the session, I had an inspiration to see. I don't know, tell me what you think about it. I have you here in the comment section live, so I can see each and single comment. So don't hesitate to tell me where are you from, what you up for, how you doing out there. And yes, Kartik, Deepavali is coming up too. There's so many celebrations. There's Deepavali, there's Govardhan Puja, my favorite actually festival, Govardhan Puja. And at the end there's Rasa Lila, the disappearance day of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, His Divine Grace. Hare Krishna Shubham Mishra, Hari Bol, thank you for joining the membership program. If you would like to participate too in the membership program, click the link under the video to join and see what it is about. You're gonna see like an extra video and I explain there more what do you get, what do you don't get, all of that. So yeah, and also actually my birthday is on Kartik, is on November 12th, and I'm planning to make an upgrade for the channel, to get a new camera so I can shoot the vlogs in a more convenient and like more quality way. So if you're interested to participate, go to the community section and you can see a pool that I made specifically to help me to purchase that camera if you're interested. If not, it's okay too. Krishna gonna supply. I think one of the people that commented, he posted this mantra from the 9th chapter, Yoga Kshema Vayami Aham. Krishna always supplies no matter what. Om Namo Narayana. Yes, so I thought to do some card reading. Open some random cards. So if you have questions to the Gita card deck, I already have a question. I think I'm gonna ask what this Kartik is trying to teach us, to make us conscious of. Hare Krishna Hotshot. Thank you for everyone who shared the stream with his friends, maybe on WhatsApp or on his Facebook page. Make it available for everyone. That makes the stream go viral and read some Bhagavad Gita together. This is the famous Bhagavad Gita tarot tarot that I have. Oh, we were speaking just about Govardhan Puja, right? You see? So, you know what? No, I'm going to open a random one. That wasn't random. So my question is, what Kartik is trying to teach us or make us conscious of? What are we supposed to get conscious about in Kartik? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Wombs of mercy. Misery, sorry. Wombs of misery. And this is 5th chapter, verse 22. Let's see what that verse says. May Krishna bless me. Thank you. And may Krishna bless everyone. And especially everyone who joined the stream. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Either you watch it live or you watch the rebroadcast. Don't hesitate to hit me up on Instagram if you have some specific questions around whatever we discuss. So we're going to read 5th chapter, 22nd question. This is the answer. A question that I had towards what is the purpose of this Kartik, what Krishna wants us to become more conscious of. I'm going to open the 5th chapter, 22nd verse. And if you have any questions to the deck, to the Bhagavad Gita tarot deck, I encourage you to put forward open-ended questions, like not how much money I'll make in Kartik, or when I'm gonna die, or when I'm gonna pass if I'm gonna pass the exam. But like, you can ask these questions in the open question way. Like, for example, what is the purpose of me making money, or how I will be happy by making money, or you can ask to, what's the meaning of me being in school, things like that. And from my experience, the answers that we get, that generated from these questions, are much, much more deep and personal. Karan from Delhi, Hare Krishna. I have this harmonium from Delhi musical stores here. So it's just somewhere there around you, right? Hola, Diego. Hare Krishna, ¿cómo estás, amigo? Okay, so the verse reads, the translation of the verse is, an intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. Oh my God, I can already feel that it relates a lot. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Material sense pleasures are due to the contact of the material senses, which are all temporary, because the body itself is temporary. A liberated soul is not interested in anything which is temporary, knowing well the joys of transcendental pleasure. How can a liberated soul agree to enjoy false pleasure? In the Padma Purana it is said, Ramante yogino anante satyananda chitatmani iti rama padena su param brahma bidiyate. Hare Krishna Balaraj, thank you for joining our membership program here. Nice to see you here. If you wonder why Balaraj's name is highlighted and he has an emblem of a tilak next to him, a white tilak, it's just because he just recently joined in the past month to the membership program. Once I think 2 months and 3 and 6 months, I think you get pink, you get turquoise, then red, then ultimately golden. Golden tilak is after 6 months, and there are already a few members that have that, because I started the membership program exactly a year, actually. Exactly a year. Some being here from the very beginning. Thank you so much. The mystics derive ultimate transcendental pleasures from the Absolute Truth, and therefore the Supreme Absolute Truth, the Personality of Godhead, is also known as Rama. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Nayam deho deha abhajam nirloke kashchin kamam aryate vidbujanehe tapo divyam putrak yena sattvam shudyat yasmad brahma shukyam tvum anantam. It's a nice verse too from the 5th canto. My dear sons, there is no reason to labor very hard for sense pleasure while in this human form of life. Such pleasures are available to the stool eaters, hogs. Rather, you should undergo penances in this life by which your existence will be purified, and as a result you will be able to enjoy unlimited transcendental bliss. End of the translation. Therefore, those who are true yogis or learned transcendentalists are not attracted by sense pleasures, which are the causes of continuous material existence. The more one is addicted to material pleasures, the more he is entrapped by material miseries. Hey, Apex, Hare Krishna. Ah, yes, Science of Self-Realization was one of the very first books that I ever read. So, yeah, I find it very relating. The question that I asked, if someone doesn't remember, I asked, what does Kartik Krishna want us to become more conscious of? Every month, every Kartik, I feel everyone undergoes a specific, sometimes material, but certainly a spiritual tribulation and a search for connecting better to transcendence and really being grateful for God, for His presence in our life. And I feel globally, we're hearing in the news how everything is being more and more, becoming more and more crazy. Let me know, by the way, in your state or in your country or area, is there like a lockdown at the moment? I heard that like in England they started, in Auckland, in England they started a lockdown recently. In Israel they just got out of the lockdown, but it's not really clear if it's going to continue or not. So these all circumstances, they're really a good excuse for us to dive deeper into our spiritual practice, dive deeper into our spiritual life, and connect with the eternal, I like how Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami says in the beginning here that knowing that well that joy is a transcendental, how a liberated soul can agree to false pleasure? Sorry, no. Material senses pleasure, material sense pleasure are due to contact with the material senses, which are temporary because the body itself is temporary. And the liberated soul is not interested in anything which is temporary. Being souls, it makes complete sense that we should have a spiritual type of pleasure. So there are so many other spiritual processes that we can partake in order to enjoy spiritually. Enjoyment is absolutely an intrinsic part of spiritual life. So Ravi asks, why do we wear the neck beads? Yeah, neck beads are for protection and sort of a way how to show surrender to God, like that. Mm-hmm. So no one has questions for the Bhagavad Gita tarot deck? Only me? Hello, I guess you are from the UK. And yeah, I'm wishing you to go in like in easy lockdown with everything that happens. How to control anger? Okay. Let's flip the card. What can help us to control anger? You know, my kind of answer straight from the get-go, that anger, a healthy way how to control it, actually it's not to control it, but give it a voice or give it an outlet, give it a, like there are so many anger releases exercises that are very healthy, you know. They're healthy because instead of letting the anger just switch and destroying everything around us, but letting it switch when you decide to let it switch. You know, just like a great example is Hanumanji, right? Hanumanji, he didn't control his anger, but he controlled when he uses his anger. So this is really the point, that we find appropriate opportunities to engage anger. Parash is asking, how do I define liberated soul? I read this one quote from Bhaktivedanta Swami, from Srila Prabhupada, that we should judge or discriminate who is, like there are different grades of liberation in, like, on the path of sadhana bhakti, on the path of practice towards liberation. And we can judge by the level of liberation by how much that personality serves, how much he is, how much God allows him to serve him, how much Krishna is giving him facilities to serve him, how much he is allowing him to execute devotional service. Not necessarily by different external things, like maybe like he's not eating, or, I mean, of course there is a external, I mean, it's more like internalized still, but in the Bhagavad Gita it says, Sama sarvesha buddhishu mad bhaktila bhakti param, that when we beyond hankering or lamentations. So this is very internal thing, but I think Parash asked more like how we can recognize someone who is liberated or who is more or less liberated is really by the amount of service that they perform to God and the facilities that really God gives them to serve them. So the more someone is liberated, I think, but that's my understanding at least from this passage that I read from Bhaktivedanta Swami. Okay, so Simple Temple asks if he's supposed to stay in his area or relocate. Relocate to other devotees. Thank you for the question. To have like a complete impact of the cards, the best is to ask like an open-ended question. So I'll perhaps adjust the question a little bit so we can really derive the complete benefit. Perhaps I would ask, why should I stay here, or why should I relocate to a different place? And let's see how it goes. But the essence one, you're interested. I get that you're concerned about like how to go in with the future, how to go forward, rather to change your situation with your association, or to remain and work on it. Maybe there are some difficulties, and that's why you want to move. And the association is the most important thing. So yeah, like in which association you would really thrive, maybe that's like a core question. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's see what the cards say. Oh my God, we have a picture of Raslila. You're fortunate. I forgot the name. Simple Temple, right? The 8th chapter, verse 16. If you want to follow up with us, we're reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It's Divine Grace. And Simple Temple asked whether he should change his association or not, or what's the purpose of changing, or why should he change? There's so many open-ended questions that can come from that. What I like about open-ended question, that it really forces our consciousness to develop, to raise. It provokes raising of our consciousness. Rather than having like a yes or no question, which just gives us the answer, and then we find satisfied. 16. From the higher planet to the material world, down to the lowest, all places of misery where repeated birth and death take place, but one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. I can sort of already sense there is something that I think can answer this question here. Let's see what Prabhupada says in the purport. All kinds of yogis, karma, jnana, hatha, etc. have to attain devotional perfection in bhakti yoga or Krishna consciousness before they can go to Krishna's transcendental abode and never return. Those who attain highest material planets or the planets of the demigods are again subjected to repeated birth and death. As persons on earth are elevated to higher planets, people in higher planets such as Brahmaloka, Chandraloka, and Indraloka fall down to earth. The practice of sacrifice called Pancha Yagya Vidya, recommended in the Katha Upanishad, enables one to achieve Brahmaloka. But if in Brahmaloka one doesn't cultivate Krishna consciousness, right? Or if, to me, I hear that like maybe that's like an indication. If you go to another type of association, a more elevated, like as I get from your comment, you consider the association you're seeking as more elevated, perhaps correct me if I'm wrong, Simple Temple. But if in Brahmaloka he doesn't cultivate Krishna consciousness, then he must return to earth. Those who progress in Krishna consciousness in the higher planets are gradually elevated to the higher and higher planets, and at the time of the universal devastation are transformed to the eternal spiritual kingdom. When there is devastation of the material universe, Brahma and his devotees who constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness are all transformed to the spiritual universe and to specific spiritual planets according to their desires. It kind of reminds me of, okay, I hope, let me know, Simple Temple, if it's somewhat helpful in your process, if you found some enlightenment. For me, it reminds me a story of an incident that happened in one of the temples that I heard in the 70s, early 70s. This one devotee, Vishnujanan Swami, he, or sorry, not Vishnujan, but someone else was asking, telling Prabhupada, it's actually in a class, there's a recording of that, and he was asking Prabhupada, what if in the temple there is Maya? And Prabhupada, he answered them, Maya is everywhere, we're in the material world, but if you are in Maya, then you in the temple or out of the temple, it doesn't matter. So I see sort of a call from reading this verse and hearing your question. Hare Krishna Lakshmi, how's it going? Radhe Radhe. So I hear a call from Srila Prabhupada to connect to responsibility over our own spiritual life, first of all, and try to be the best pure devotees that we can, really. Be the best, be ourselves the best association we can. And then, all the other things, I think we'll have a very internal call from Krishna in the heart to adjust our external association. Because, you might face the same problems in a different circumstance, right? Very helpful is your first month of Kartik. Hari Bol. Okay, yeah, so be rest assured, any little endeavor you make to commit or to connect more to Krishna, Krishna here reciprocates. That's actually, you probably already heard that the meaning of this name, Damodar, one of the names of this month is month of Damodar, is God who bounds, easily bound by the love of his devotees. And what is the first principle of love, right? It's commitment. You make a slight commitment to chant a round or an extra round or to eat an extra plate of halwa. Then God, Krishna reciprocates and he gives you some taste to continue, because this is really all what we need to go on with our either services, either materially or spiritually. We need some pleasure. So Krishna is ready to give it, especially now, especially in Kartik. Hare Krishna Lakshmi Priya, Lakshmi Almenda. All goes to Prabhupada. Yes, I certainly remember my first Kartik. It was very, very ecstatic and profound, and I had many devotional dreams and whatnot, and somewhat I was also fortunate enough to be born on this month, so my birthday will drop on one of the festivals all the time, and yeah, it's the best time of the year. How to be patient. Okay, let's pull a card. If any one of you has open-ended questions, such as this one, a beautiful question, let me know, and we're gonna flip a card from tarot cards, Bhagavad Gita tarot cards. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Seeing God. Let's see which verse it is. On the back of the card is the verse mentioned. So this is sixth chapter, verse 30. Har Har Mahadev. Yes. Yeah, if you worship Krishna nicely this Kartik, everyone is pleased. Lord Shiva is pleased, Lakshmi is pleased, Narayan is pleased, everyone is pleased. Krishna is the root. And yeah, he says in the Gita, actually one of the verses in the Bhagavad Gita is that amongst the months of the year, I am November, December, I am Kartik. So I feel very fortunate to have your association this month. And the verse, how to be more patient, let's see if it answers. I forgot who asked that question, but you born in November too? No way. Well, which date? Which date in November? You're welcome, Sumit. So someone asked November 24th. Cool. Nice. My birthday is on November 12th. Just in the middle. It's actually 11th. Oh, okay, we have Novembers here. We have Libras and Scorpions. Yeah, I was born before sunrise, so in Jyotish is considered to be 11th, not 12th, but who cares? Most important is to celebrate. So, how to connect to patience? Someone asked, and this is the verse that came up in the deck of cards. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I'm never lost, nor he ever lost to me. No, I'm late Libra. I'm late, Libra. I was born in a year that Libra, the calendar was much later. But I do have some of the darkness of the Scorpio because it's almost in Scorpio. So the purport to this verse, let's see if it will be somewhat helpful. Hare Krishna Harsh, hello, Surav, Pritam. A person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees Lord Krishna everywhere, and he sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of the material nature, but in each and every instance, he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is the manifestation of Krishna, Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the development of love of Krishna, a position transcendental even to material liberation. It is the stage beyond self-realization at which the devotee becomes one with Krishna in the sense that Krishna becomes everything for the devotee. And the devotee becomes in full loving Krishna. An intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotee then exists. In that stage, the living entity attains his immortality, nor is the personality of Godhead ever out of sight of the devotee. To merge in Krishna is spiritual annihilation. A devotee takes no such risks. It is said in the Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Chakchur Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadhaiva Hridayesha Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sudarama Chintan Guna Svarupam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, who always seen by the devotee whose eyes are annoyed by the pulp of love. He is seen in his eternal form of Shama Sundara, situated within the heart of the devotee. Just a little bit more. At this stage, Lord Krishna never disappears from the sight of the devotee, nor does the devotee ever lose sight of the Lord. In the case of a yogi who sees the Lord as Paramatma within the heart, the same applies. Such a yogi turns into a pure devotee and cannot bear to live for a moment without seeing the Lord within himself. I think the last line kind of connects to patience. How a devotee cannot bear to live even for a moment without seeing the Lord within himself. I mean, it sounds kind of like the opposite. It sounds like the devotee is impatient, right? But, you know, when you're impatient for the absolute, for the supreme, what I get from that is like, you can really be patient with anything. And my personal experience is that whenever I need like to go somewhere and like wait in a line, I'll be glad to come even earlier than like the opening or whatever, just so, you know, I can like chant my rounds or something and catch up with things. So I think devotees are naturally patient because they know how to utilize the time in Krishna consciousness, whatever they are. I hope whoever asked that question, I don't remember the name of the person, but I hope that somewhat answers that. If everything is evil, what about evil? If everything is Krishna, what about evil people? Well, you know, evil is a relative term. For someone, evil is good. For someone, good is evil. You know, like people who the classical example is like eating meat, right? For the animals, it's evil, but for some human beings, it's like the best thing in the world. Especially for the month of Damodar. By the way, let me know what do you think, because the idea that I had actually was to make a commitment and make a live stream every day for Kartik. What do you think about that idea? Who will join? If you will join, say Radhe Radhe now. Radha Madhava Kunjabiya Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihare Gopi Janna Varava Girivardhari Gopi Janna Varava Girivardhari. Okay, many Radhe Radhes. So if I start daily live streams for Kartik, many will join. That's how it sounds like. Yeah, this is a beautiful song that describes the atmosphere in Vrindavan, the atmosphere of Kartik in general. God, he is surrounded by his friends, by his girlfriends, by his boyfriends, by his cows, by the river Yamuna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabiya Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabiya Hare Gopi Janna Varava Girivardhari Gopi Janna Varava Girivardhari. Thank you for joining, Gopal, and staying for so late for our satsang. Which are you going to a specific temple for Mangala Arati, or maybe you live in a temple? Radhe Radhe. Lakshmi is upset that she doesn't see Krishna. One of our teachers in our parampara, he said, don't be anxious to see Krishna. Be anxious to do something so Krishna will see you. So I hope it somewhat removes the anxiety. But that anxiety is nice too. When we cry for Krishna, when we cry for God, we purify our crying for material things. Hare Krishna, Jason. Yeah, I think Lakshmi to mention that she is in difficulty because she is staying with a family which is not following the sattvic diet. So I hope you to stay strong and in a loving way be the source of their subtle, passive, or active transformation. So many things we can do without actually doing, just by loving. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihare Gopi Janna Varava Girivardhari Gopi Janna Varava Girivardhari Yasodanandana Brajjana Lana Jana Yasodanandana Brajjana Lana Jana Yamuna Kiravana Charyamuna Kiravana Chare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Never visited New Vrindavan yet. Maybe after this whole jungle is over. I don't know. I kind of stopped traveling for the last 8 months because of all the situation. So just kind of here. Is there prasadam videos? You want me to make a prasadam video? What should I make in a prasadam video? What's your favorite prasadam, guys? Guys and girls and prabhus and matajis. I think I almost made a prasadam video. Halwa, right? Govardhan Puja is coming up, so I can make a halwa here from 3 different types of halwa. Sadhguru, sometimes I kind of blink, but not really. I never really checked them out deeply. You recommend? Thank you, Balaraj, for appreciating, and thank you for joining the membership program and getting the white nice tilak. Top music asks if I believe in Shiva. Yeah, I mean the Vedic literature speaks about Lord Shiva, so who am I to say that he doesn't exist? I don't know if that's what the question that you're asking. I think, yeah, everything that's stated in the Vedas is correct and true. So even if we don't perceive something with our senses, it doesn't mean necessarily that these characters don't exist. Balaraj, I'm feeling very humbled. How to get my songs? I know that some people just download the MP3s from like the YouTube, from the videos. Yes, 100,000 subscribers soon. Yes, I'm excited too. All my hard labor is fructifying now. Thank you everyone who joined and shared. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can just download the specific portion of the video. The websites like that do that on YouTube, on Google. But no, I don't have. I was thinking once to have like a SoundCloud or Spotify or something, but I don't know how much if that isn't the focus in my channel. My focus is more like introspection, self-realization, philosophy, rigorous discussions. Like when you all ask me questions, always feels very enlivening. That's my form of kirtan. There are many forms of kirtan. You can chant and you can discuss the philosophy, sublime philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Abhishek from India, liking my videos. Thank you for appreciating Krishna's blessing me, Nitin. The Cure is asking if I'm gonna make a video about Govardhan Puja. Yeah, why not? That'll be fun. probably should have made one about the beginning of Kartik. I went to this really cool gathering of Prabhupada, older, like senior Prabhupada disciples here in Alachua, and that was a very nice gathering, but I didn't take my camera. Which philosophy I'm teaching? I'm teaching and both studying Chinta Beda Abeda Tattva, inconceivably simultaneously one and different. This is the philosophy that was put together by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who considered to be the last incarnation of Bhagavan Shri Krishna 500 years ago. The different evidences in the Vedic literatures that coordinate with that. Thank you for the question. Yes, I did actually visit the Gurudwara. When I was living in Vancouver, I would go there like on daily basis at some point because I was living just like a bike ride. And I think in that Gurudwara, that was the first time I had any sort of a spiritual realization. What stimulated that was just perceiving. I had like a routine of going there, and I will meet the same people, eat the same food, wear the same clothes, do the same route every day. And I realized, like, man, we're living in a prison. We're like in a voluntary prison. So I'm really thankful for that experience in the Gurudwara. Thank you, H, for asking. That's definitely something that helped me in my spiritual journey. All right, so I think we're coming to an ending. Thank you so much for joining. Video on Mahaprabhu, all right. No, I never visited Jagannath Puri. And I hope to see you next time. If you like me to make videos like that every day, I mean the live stream every day, let me know down in the comments. Be glad to hear your feedback if you think that's something that will help you personally, or you think collectively on daily basis, at least for Kartik, to make like a daily Kartik live stream. Are we capable to comprehend what a soul without body? If I'm understanding the question correctly, you're considering how we can really have an experience of being not the body, right? I don't have an answer for that directly, but what I think what I think about when I hear that question is that we exist beyond the body always, in the sense that, like, that's kind of the description of Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, that the body changes, but you not changing. You are that in unchangeable particle that transmigrates. Or in dreams, right? You go and you sleep, and then, like some of you, right? I've seen a good night there. Someone says good night. Thank you so much for joining. So just like when you go to bed, you leave your gross body and you travel with your subtle body. So in a sense, it's like, somewhere I heard the analogy is like water and oil. They look together, but actually they never mix. I hope Parashi somewhat answers your question. Balaraj asks, when will be your next life? You can give your philosophy of Beda. The next live stream. If I can speak more about Beda Tattva, sure, we can, I can make the video about it, even that's kind of encourages me, hearing you saying that it's a relevant topic that I can speak about. I'll be glad to. I'm gonna put it on my notes, and I'm gonna brainstorm and see how I can put a video about it together. And if not, yeah, in the next live stream we can do another a more detailed explanation of that. But if we devote our life to Lord Krishna, we can break this cycle. Yeah, if we persisting, if we connect our if we remember our spiritual existence, our spiritual body, then naturally we're gonna break the cycle. All right, thank you so much. Good night to everyone who is in far distant countries like India, right, or Russia, or I think even in Europe and the UK too. It's getting already late, or maybe not. I think it's like 5 in the evening in the UK. And I'll see you in the next live stream. Let me know down in the comments if you feel like it will be beneficial for you if I do it tomorrow, same time, every single day of Kartik. And if not, I'll see you when I see you spontaneously. Make sure that you hit the notification bell button and subscribe so you know when the next live stream is, because I'm gonna make sure that a few hours before that, at least, I'm gonna set a reminder on my Instagram, Facebook, add me there to have more detailed information when that is coming. Radhe Radhe, Radhe Sham, Hare Krishna.